Alright, I know what you're thinking. Why are we playing Gran Turismo 3 today? You know, aside from the fact that it is one of the most well-regarded racing simulator games of all time, and I mean, even still today, is a very highly regarded racing game. This was the very first console game I ever owned. So this game actually came out in 2001, so this was like a good few years before I actually bought it. In fact, I'm pretty sure Gran Turismo 4 might have been out when I bought this. The game is broken up into two modes. You have your arcade mode, and then you have your Gran Turismo mode, which is essentially your simulation mode. And I've actually downloaded a complete save file, so if we go to my garage here, you'll see that there is pretty much, I believe, every car you can buy in the game is here. Now, basically the way the simulation mode works, the career mode, if you will, you would start by getting your licenses. So you would go to the license area and you would basically select the category and you would work through your license tests. You would do that, and then that would unlock race events for you to participate in. And then as you progress through each of the leagues and each of the license classes, you'd be able to do more and more races, and you'd be able to buy various different cars here from the dealer. When you actually start playing the game, a handful of cars and a handful of tracks are available in the arcade mode. But yeah, you buy the car and then you'd race in it, and then as you progress, you'd earn money to buy new cars. The other thing you could do is, this is where the simulation part kind of come in, is you could actually go here to the tune shop, and with your car selected, you would be able to buy out different racing parts, which of course would upgrade your cars and make them perform better for different race types. So you'd be able to go through various different aspects, from your engine to your suspension, and you'd be able to upgrade your individual cars to perform better. So they had this pretty useless feature here, which is wash your car. From memory, and to my knowledge, this does absolutely nothing other than do a dumb, silly animation and sound effect, and then your car's meant to be clean, I guess. Where we're going to be spending the bulk of this video today is actually in the arcade mode. So the way arcade mode would work is you could load in your garage from your save file in three different modes. Essentially, you have your race mode, time attack, free run. You can play 2-player split screen. So I thought for today's video, we could just have a bit of fun, revisit a few of my favorite tracks. As you can see, there's a lot of tracks here, so we are definitely not going to play all of them. There's just way too many. So one of my absolute favorite ones, I want to start with a rally stage, because that's one of my absolute favorite tracks is actually Smoky Mountain. I used to play on this all the time, so this is where we're going to start. And we're going to go with the rally class. We're not going to select from my garage because I don't really know what the garage has. I'm just going to select the basic Subaru Impreza, because that's what I actually used to use a lot. You have different views you can see the car from. So you can see the car from the interior, and then you can look behind you, but you can also do this kind of front-facing view. There is no view of inside the car like you get on a lot of other racing games. I think Gran Turismo 4 had that. I can't remember. Oh my god, that's a disaster of a first turn. Oh god. I remember when I was young, I think this was my favorite track because it was just the most fun to kind of slide around on. It's a pretty simple track too. Also, I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time I've driven around that corner in the entirety of playing this game, and I've noticed there's like little yachts on the water there. Or little like sailing boats. Never noticed that before. So yeah, I used to be a big fan of like racing games back when I was younger. I don't really play a lot of racing games anymore. The most I really play these days is Forza Horizon. But what I love about Forza Horizon is kind of the spectacle of it, and it's just a bit of fun. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy jumping in and playing a racing game from time to time, especially going back and revisiting an old one like this. We're going to do the same track again, but this time I'm going to up the difficulty, and I want to see what the difference is. We're going to use the same cars, but I'm going to up the difficulty to normal, just to see how the difficulty kind of affects the race AI. And we're not going to do this for every track, we're just going to do this once here, just to kind of see how it works. It looks like he's sticking quite a bit closer to me. Just looking on the map, he looks like he's like right behind me. Oh, that was a bad turn. Oh, he's still quite a ways behind me. Maybe it's also I'm playing on an easy map, and obviously this is only a basic race with just 2 people. I think the real test will be to test this out in a full race with 6 cars, I think. But I'm able to keep the lead quite easily as long as I don't fuck up myself. Oh, this could be bad. That could have fucked it up. Alright. So he's literally right on my ass, so he's probably going to try and get past me. Like, there's 0.2 of a second difference between us. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot closer. Like, if I'm not paying attention, I do a real big fuck up, I've definitely lost the race. Because I think on this difficulty, if I fuck up, it's going to be really difficult to kind of get that back. Oh, that was nice. That was a good one. I did it. I did a good one. I'm so happy. One of my favorite things to do back in the day was to drift over the finish line, go over the finish line sideways, and then crash into the wall. And then have the AI crash into me, and it becomes a clusterfuck. As you can see, the gap closed quite a bit there, so he was a second behind me rather than 3 seconds behind me. We're going to try on hard. This time, I'm going to go to one of my favorite tracks, Trial Mountain. We're going to test out the hardest difficulty in a proper race this time. And we're also on the road now as well. Or did you see that kind of delay in loading the textures? So I'm just going to play a little conservative just to kind of start off the first lap. I just kind of want to see if I can remember the racing lines, and I'm going to use the cars in front of me as a guide. Oh, look at that. Look at the fucking sunbeams through the trees. So first thing I'm noticing right off the bat is I'm in last place. Obviously being in last place was very deliberate on my part. I chose to kind of hold back a little bit for this lap. But it is actually challenging to kind of get past people, I've noticed. Like, I just managed to get past 5th there. But the AI seemed to be a little more aggressive, a little more tactical. One thing this game really needs is punishment for doing what I just did then. Like, cutting a corner like that. Alright, we're now going to go for it. We're 5 seconds behind the leader. I think the goal for this test is I want to see if I can close that 5-second gap. Now, I've got to watch out for behind me as well, because that other car's right fucking behind me. One of my favorite things to do on this track is actually cut this corner here and do a bit of a jump over here. And clip through the fucking concrete. So we can manage to get closer to these guys on a straight, but we're really going to have to try and get them on corners. Because that's where I'm kind of struggling, is getting past this guy. And I can see the purple car's overtaken him as well. Okay, I'm going to be honest, like, this hard difficulty is definitely providing a bit of a challenge. Like, I'm really struggling to get off 5th place. Okay, well, that was just me being an idiot. I don't know why I did that. Oh, no, no, I'm not going to lose. No. No. No, no, no. Oh, I want to try and at least get past these 2 cars so I can try and get a bit of a podium. Oh, this is my chance. Come on. Come on. Get past him. Alright, we're taking another position. I might be able to get him here. I might be able to get him here. As long as I don't fuck up. No, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, push me forward. Thank you. No, I'm not going to let you pass me. This is not happening. We're playing dirty now. I can't allow this. I am genuinely baffled that there's little sun rays here. Like, I know it's probably just like a static effect because there is no, obviously, dynamic weather or anything like that. But, like, it's actually genuinely baffling to me that a game from 2001 even has it. You know what I mean? Like, even has that when, like, they even thought about this when it came to lighting. As long as I don't colossally fuck up these final couple of turns, I'm gonna get a podium. And we'll slide over the finish line. We'll do it in style. I might try and do a jump. Let's hope this doesn't completely fuck up everything. Yeah! Finished in style. I love doing that. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. That looks cool. That looked cool. I think that was a really bad way to take the corner, but it did look cool. That's what really matters, right? Then of course you have two other modes as well. You have your time attack mode and your free run mode. So obviously time attack is a time trial, and then free run is just basically a practice mode where you just have infinite laps and you just go round and round and round and try to get the best time and try to improve and get more familiar with the maps. And then you have the time trials. So the way these ones work is I do think you get specific cars to race with. Let's play on a track that I've never played before. Let's try at Tokyo. Let's see what that's like. Can't remember if I've really had much experience on this track, so we're just gonna go for it, see how we do with our one lap we have. Oh, I crashed into the wall and failed. It's over already. Wow, that was a quick time trial, wasn't it? So basically you fail if you crash into a wall. That's essentially it. Fair enough. So let's jump into free run mode and let's select a track that we haven't done before. Special stage route. Let's see what this one's like. There is just so many cars to choose from. Like, I actually genuinely don't know which one to pick. Let's give the Zonda a go. It's actually one of my favorite cars. It looks stupid. Like, this is a stupid looking car, but it's actually a fun car. So the reason why I'm picking this track is because this track actually has a lot more going on in the background around it than some of the tracks that we tried. You got the Ferris wheel, you got buildings, but there should be a lot more buildings. The reason why I've picked this, here we go, we got some buildings. One thing I didn't notice when I was younger is I was actually testing on this track a little earlier. Wow, look at those like flashes floating in midair. They're meant to be camera shots. Wow, that looks weird. But like things on the track start getting a bit more intense with more buildings. You actually start to see quite a lot of pop in the background, not just like pop-in of the buildings, but like lighting pop-in and stuff as well. Except like literally the side of the track just popped in front of us. I'll say I like the aesthetic of the whole track just popped in then. I'm saying this is something you probably wouldn't notice too much if you were playing on an older TV. I'm only pointing this out because I think it's kind of funny. Obviously, this is a game from 2001. I'm sure there are limitations on the game's engine. The other thing you get in the time trials is you actually get your ghost car, so you can actually kind of see where you were on the best lap, which is actually really good if you're practicing and trying to improve. You can actually kind of really get a good look at where you fuck up, basically. Oh, did you see the bridge just pop in? Another map that has a lot going on with it. Like, there's a lot of bridges and buildings and things, so let's see if we can see any pop in. Oh yeah, there we go. And in the distance we're seeing a lot of pop-ins of buildings and stuff. So like a lot of the tracks we were on earlier were very simple tracks. It was more just like trees and stuff. There wasn't a lot in the way of... Well, that's a very tight corner. There wasn't a lot in the way of props and things on the map that the game has to render in. And again, like, this isn't really a criticism of the game or anything. Like, you probably wouldn't notice this too much if you were actually playing this back in 2001 on, like, a 4x3 display. You probably wouldn't notice it. It's actually a pretty good track. I like this track. I think I did race on this track back in the day. I remember doing it, but, like, this is... That's a wall. This is a fun track. I like this. Like, the game still plays really well, and, like, personally, like, for me, this is probably, I think I preferred this one over Gran Turismo 4. Like, when I was a kid, Gran Turismo 3 and 4 were, like, the two racing games that I played a lot of. And I definitely think I prefer this one. Gran Turismo 4 has the Nürburgring, though, and the Nürburgring is one of my favorite tracks in this series. The game controls fine. Like, all the cars feel really good to drive. They control really well. Revisiting the rally circuit was the most fun I've had in this game so far. And every car feels and handles a little bit different too, they're not like copy and paste kind of cars. Just looking at the Zonda we were racing before this, it's not very good at turning corners, I've found. Although that could just be me as well. I'm kind of just bad at games. Oops, hang on. Definitely feels more like, it just feels better to play with a more modern racing control scheme than using X and square. I can't believe anyone actually thought X and square was a good idea for a racing game. Alright, here we go. We're heading up on the straight. I'm definitely going to beat my time. What are we going to end on? Where are we? Here we are. 2 minutes 17. So we beat it by a couple of seconds. Interesting. But yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, of course, drop a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new and you like this kind of retrospective casual retrospective gaming content. Oh wow, I'm not even at the corner. Where's my ghost? I couldn't even see him then. Alright, let's see what we're at. 2:17 is the best time. Let's see if we can beat that. 2:12, nice, not bad. Beat it by 5 seconds that time. Anyway guys, on that note, thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Bye for now.